Hello and welcome. In this video, we are going to undertake the steps of setting a discussion community around your private notebook. If you already know how to use NotebookLM, and let's assume that you do have a notebook, and that notebook has sources, and it also has studio assets where you don't want the sources to be made known, but you do want the studio assets to be available to a private group of individuals. What you're first going to do is you're going to click the share button, and you're going to notice then that you have some choices. You can give viewers access to the full notebook, but if you do that, then the viewers will be able to see your chat, your sources, and your notes. And that's probably not what you're going to want to do. You will then want to change over to chat only. What you'll also want to do is you'll want to make sure that your notebook access is going to be restricted to the individuals to whom you are going to give the link. And those are going to be the individuals that you're going to have in your discussion community. You're going to want to turn on your welcome note. You want to use all 500 characters to explain to individuals what they are going to see. Now, if you want to know what the individuals who you give your notebook are going to see, you can click this preview button. The individuals will see the chat area only. They will not see the studio area. They will not see your sources. There will be a manual part of the process. The manual part of the process will be adding the individuals to the group. So you will need to type in each email address one by one. And so as you add individuals to the group and to your notebook, you are then going to click send. That individual is going to get an email from you, and they'll then be able to click on this element in order to join your notebook. They will then have access to your notebook. What you will notice then is that they will not have access to your most recent chats. So the only thing that they'll have access to are going to be the chats that they start based on the sources that they are getting in your notebook. For the discussion element, what you'll need to do is you'll need to go to groups.google.com. You'll then need to create a group. You want to give your group a description, and you want that group description to be based on the notebook that they're going to be interacting with. You do have 5,000 characters here, so you can be a little more generous in your explanation and explain to the individuals that this group is going to be connected to the notebook that they've been given access to. You're going to click next. What you will then do is you want to make sure that the only people who can become part of this group will be invited users. You will then click next. And what you will then do is you will then begin to add individuals one at a time. You do have 1,000 characters here in the invitation, so you want to be generous in your explanation to make sure individuals know that this is connected to the notebook. If you want to make one of the individuals a group manager, you can make them one. You can make it so that the subscription that they're going to be getting is going to be based on a digest, a bridge, or no email. Routinely, the default setting is going to be email, so they'll get emails to all of the posts that are going to be generated inside of the group. You're then going to create the group. Now, it's important to note that having a 3-letter group handle did not allow us to create the group, so we did have to go back and place more characters in order to create the group. The group creation process now works. We can now go to the group. And the group is now available for discussions. Your members are going to need to log in at groups.google.com. And when they log into groups.google.com using the email address where you invited them, they'll then have access to the group. It's possible that they may not see an email for that group. Once they click inside of the group, they can start a conversation, and they can have discussion with you and other members of the group about whatever you have in your notebook. Anytime there is discussion in the group, the individuals in your group will get email to the Gmail they have associated with the notebook. Third component you will need is a drive for all of the assets that you want to give people access to. And so to do that, you're going to go to your Google Drive and set up a folder. What you will then do is you will then share that folder. What you will then do is you will share that folder with a specific group. You'll need to copy the email address of the group. You can get that email address from the group settings. You will then add that specific email address to the group in order to share specifically with that group, so that the content in this folder remains specific to the individuals in your private group. The individuals in your private group will then get an email inviting them to become part of the shared folder so that they can get assets that you have uploaded to the private folder. What that means then is that while you will not be able to share your studio, what you can do with any studio asset that you want to make available to the individuals in your group is you can download the studio asset. You can then upload that studio asset to your Google Drive. And so even though the individuals will not have access to your studio, you can still give them access to everything that you create in NotebookLM by uploading it to the private drive associated with the individuals in your group. The individuals who you have allowed in your group will now have access to your folder. The individuals will need to click on the Shared With Me tab. They will then see their folder. They will then have access to what you have given them from your NotebookLM notebook, and they'll then be able to use it.
Have you ever had one of those days, or maybe
So you can set up a private discussion and membership with your Google tools centered around your NotebookLM notebook. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.